All right. Hello, everyone. We are back. I realized I was talking before stream. It's been a lot longer than I thought since the last time we played this, but we're back with part three. It's okay if you have not seen the other parts. We're going to do some shenanigans. But before we get into that, I'm going to let my lovely players introduce themselves and who they're playing. Uh, Adrian, do you want to start us off?
Yes, hi, yes. I am Chuck. Um Last
Who are you as
time
a
I think I
human?
was full
IRL.
of like so huh?
Who are you as a human IRL?
Oh,
I mean, both is good, but
human.
the people would also
Ooh.
know, I'm
I'm
sure.
Adrian. I'm Dungeons and Degrees. I talk to some amazing people. Um Almost everyone here. All I have left is to interview Kat.
Not sure I've
And
got anything interesting to say, but
Hey, listen, it's just a cool, relaxing time. Don't even worry about it. And yeah, that's what I do. I just talk to people and have fun and uh, kill Nazis.
Or commies today, but
The bad communists, not the
exactly.
ones from your Father's Day, which is today.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's do some popcorn. You choose who's going to go after you.
I'm just gonna go to my right and go to Cosgrave, Daniel.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? My name's Daniel Hargrove, aka Daniel the DM, across all corners of the internet, and it's so great to be back here yet again to wreak some havoc as your favorite vampires. And again, with that being said, I'm playing as Cosgrave this evening, the man with the flexible accent, if you will. And it's so great to be back with all of you playing this game. I think now more than ever, it's a great time to have some stress relief. But with that being said, I'm gonna popcorn it off over to Kat.
oh, okay. Um, so yeah, I'm Kat from the yeah. I'm losing track of my own words already. I'm Kat from the Cryptid Collection. Um, just a general bunch of misfits on the internet doing random creative things. Finally coming out of our winter hibernation to rejoin the internet community. And today I will be playing Flint, the half bear, half wolf, half. Pick an animal from the animal kingdom, stick it in there. That's Flint.
Yeah, Flint definitely knows exactly what they are.
Definitely. It's not lost somewhere in the annals of history.
And last but not least, Lissa.
Yes, hello. I am Lissa of the Slovenly Charles podcast, where we research into old D&D. Fun fact, it was made by cishet white men, and it's got some perspective problems because of that stuff. So if you know what a harlot table is, that labels women prostitutes and all that kind of stuff, you should look us up. We are a podcast. But today, more importantly, I will be playing Irina, whose daddy is funding this mission, and she's very important. Therefore, also, she doesn't have an ego or anything.
Not at all.
Nope.
0%. And don't worry, Kat. That's half of why I have y'all introduce yourselves, is it gives me that time to get my anxiety down a little bit. But it's always high when I'm streaming. But you know what? That's half the fun, right?
Yeah.
Uh, we love being anxious. Yeah. So before we get into it, do want to quickly acknowledge that I am streaming from the traditional and unceded lands, the stolen lands of the Neokaska, Kaskaskia, Ochehi Sakoan, and Kickapoo people. You can find out more information about the lands on which you live, and it is worldwide. So, God, unless if you do want to find out if there are any lands that you occupy that maybe, I don't know, indigenous people had lived on, you can go to native-land.ca and find out. And always support the land back movement because you know what? We don't deserve to be on these lands. They were stolen. Anyway, we're gonna do some violence to some bad people today, and we are starting off our F.A.N.G operatives are in Finland. I'm going to poorly pronounce this. I am so sorry, Alyssa. In the small town of Vainikala. Close enough, I'm sure.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's fine. It's on the border. It is one of the border crossings into Russia. Because fun fact that I didn't know before yesterday, Finland directly borders Russia.
Yeah, that's the bane of our existence. Mhm.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. They
Yeah.
didn't threaten to come over the border to us at any point. No.
They would never do that.
No.
Russia?
They would never.
Sounds fake. Anyway, what would our F.A.N.G operatives be up to in their downtime between missions?
Good question.
I think Cosgrave has been truly decking out his little living quarters, ping pong table, and all that sort of stuff. I think he's really trying to exploit the fact that they have not died yet on missions. He keeps asking for more accommodations for just being like, you don't understand, mate. We've gone through so much. We need the stress relief. Also, the swimming pool indoors, tempered at all times. So I think that's what he'd be doing, and dabbling more and more into the strange oddities of the occult and investigating artifacts. And I think in doing so, investigating one artifact, he somehow grew a third eye on his forehead. Doesn't know what it does yet, but it's there, and it blinks on its own.
I love his optimism, though, because literally every mission you guys have started by dying so far. Because, when your coffin dropped, you just get liquefied because they don't give you parachutes. Because why would you give vampires parachutes when you could just drop them in like a leaded coffin and turn them into a puddle of goo?
Mm.
What's the fun in that?
Exactly.
But haven't died yet.
Yet being the operative word.
The important word.
Mm.
I think Flint is probably just in the rafters somewhere, hanging upside down, admiring his new gun, as it were. The rotten ore of a boat nearby, presumably, that has been presented to him in place of the weapon he keeps asking for.
Since Chuck is kind of like our weapons expert, I feel like maybe Chuck was the one that gave that to Flint. Just like, here's this ore. That's a gun.
Here's your gun. Have fun with it.
This is your gun TM.
I feel like Irina would be shirking her responsibilities as the not very good girl that she is. That her father probably arranged for some kind of ammunition training, gun shooting range stuff that she's completely shirking, instead flirting with everything that moves and bumming cigarettes off people, socializing, getting to know people, and then giving them tarot readings. Just like being like approaching people, bumming a cigarette off of them, and being like, "Oh my god, I could read your tarot," and then like taking out a deck and immediately reading their tarot. And so basically just wasting everyone's time, including her own.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
why be productive?
Why be productive indeed when your father funds everything and you have everything you'd ever probably want? So just waste your time and everyone else's.
The real question is this a literal father or is this a father figure? A sugar daddy?
Yes.
Valid.
But ask her to find out. See if she'll tell you the truth. Ow.
It's the real question. Chuck, what about you?
Chuck, in the downtime since our last escapade, Chuck has been repairing himself, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chuck was on the edge of the final death.
You did get a little messed up, yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. It was quite interesting. He's not like totally psyched about doing things again. So now he's like, all right, this time though, like I'm just gonna go in disguise. I'm gonna be a little bit more stealthy. I'm gonna have become less associated with Swiss cheese. Like I just need to think. So Chuck has been watching a lot of spy films, some talkies and things like that.
1948. They have regular movies by now.
Oh, he likes the old stuff.
Does he
Did
watch
you
the classic Nosferatu?
Actually, that one he does like it a little bit more in color, because like it's like, wow, that's exactly how it went down.
I don't know. It's a
I
bit,
can't wait. I
it's a
can't
bit
wait until we get
offensive,
the
isn't it?
modern. Sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
I think they'd Cosgrave would probably join in on the movie nights. But I don't know, Nosferatu. It's I don't know. It's a bit offensive, isn't it? It's got of stereotypes about
Here's
vampires.
the
I
thing.
don't know.
I don't. We don't exist, and we exist in people's minds.
Yeah.
So one could say that the
Mm.
idea of misnomers keeps the elusiveness of our
Right.
whereabouts. So I think that, yes,
Yeah.
that's not good. But
I
like,
mean, he makes us look like perverts, just like, just he's got to get women in blood, It's like
Meanwhile,
Women love blood. What do you mean?
no, I'm just saying it's a bit,
I'm gonna say. Meanwhile, Irina is in the back of the theater flirting with someone. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And she'll shout across the theater, going like, "Women love blood. What do you mean?" And then go back to the discussion.
I don't think she properly heard what we were saying, but anyways.
I think in the end, there is some. Maybe we'll see some new representation coming out later in these years. But we've got a lot to deal with, to be honest, though. So like, I'm not banking on everything to.
It's not like we'd get anything ridiculous, like sparkly skin. that'd be horrible representation. It would.
Yes, that would be horrible.
I can't wait until we get to the modern era.
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
Stole the Cybertruck.
I was like, what do you think about this, Flint? Do you feel like you are represented in this film?
I think Flint will sort of look to the projection, presumably is what we're watching, and then back to themselves and just sort of go, not big enough.
That's fair. That's right.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
Size does matter, from what I've heard.
This is
That's why I gave you that
exactly
big stick.
this is exactly when Irina walks in, like perking up at the size does matter. Having bummed a cigarette off of someone goes, yeah, especially when it comes to cigarettes. The bigger, the better. There's more to it. Size is important. Like, look at this thing.
Have you heard of a
comically long 13-inch
Yeah.
cigarette?
You don't know who
healthy.
You don't know who
even
she
as
got
a
it.
vampire.
Yeah. I mean, we live so long. Like, it's not going to make any difference. Like,
That's a lot of tobacco, isn't it?
I'm a lot of women.
I know.
Valid points all around. And in the middle of your probably 12th time, I'm sure, at least in this off season of watching Nosferatu, the projector shuts off, and you are interrupted by one of the F.A.N.G leaders. There's a wide variety of commanders. Honestly, the humans are replaced a lot more often than the actual operatives. They don't last quite as long as you guys do. I don't know. little more breakable. I don't think that you all probably even know this person's name because they all are so fragile. And they come in and let you know there have been reports that the Russians are very close to developing a nuclear weapon, and we need the four of you to get out there and put a stop to that.
Oh,
Is it going to be cold?
or is it
Yeah,
gonna be hot?
How many fur coats do I need?
I mean, listen, I'm going to defer to the Finnish expert here. How cold Finland is on average in, say, like December.
Finland in December depends where you go. So South Finland, it's around like a 0.5 degrees. Can be more because of climate change.
This is 1948. Climate change hasn't happened.
1940s, yeah. So like we'll say around 0. You go to the north of Finland, you get like negative, and I'm speaking Celsius. So negative, we'll say 30-ish.
Well,
So that's like
fortunately-
the Arctic. That's the Arctic Circle. So
Well,
you know.
fortunately, this is the south of Finland, but
Okay, so like around freezing point. So you may not have snow, and lots of trees unless you're in the city. So just Finland is a lot of trees. Just in general, a lot of trees, lots of forests.
So, I mean, when you say they're close, how close? Like, can they wait till spring close?
Like,
No,
yeah,
You got to
'cause,
go
like
today. Okay.
time for y'all is different than time for us.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just I don't like the cold. I thought it's a vampire. It wouldn't really bother. I still get cold.
It's
It's
crazy.
nippy.
Yeah, I
The
don't
more
mind the
you know.
cold. I do like winter coats because
That's not,
fashion is important.
oh,
You
so
know,
the
it's
fall
all
is-
about appearances. You
fall
can't
is the
wear
perfect balance. Yes.
you beauty is pain, but wearing a fur coat at the beach, I've tried it, is not a lot of fun.
Mm.
Like it's painful, but like not in a fun way.
All
Like
right.
you can't get off on it.
challenge accepted.
So, Bob.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean me?
Yeah. Or you, Jeff.
Oh, it's Tim actually.
He's like I do one of you every week. Sorry. Anyways, do we have to leave today?
Well, yes, they're shipping off the materials any day now.
Well, all right then, but I just don't want to point any fingers. But someone broke our ping pong table, and we'll need a new one by the time we get back.
Yes, I have seen the security footage. I've already talked to Flint about it. It's fine.
I said we're not pointing any fingers, Timothy.
I needed new nesting materials. It
Flint
looks
has
so
never-
good now.
Flint has never done anything wrong in their entire life. What do you mean?
Exactly. Well, all right, Gregory, we'll be deployed any second. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will leave all of the materials here. You can peruse them at your leisure, and I give you a nice map of the route. So from where you are, the train does take you to St. Petersburg. From there, you will continue southeast, eventually to Kazakhstan, where their proposed test site is. In the process, if you happen to, I don't know, have the time to go, and it does say Stalin is a I wouldn't say an optional target, a prime target, but it's a little unclear where he'll be. So just keep your eyes peeled.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess we're going today.
I'll go grab my coat.
I think I'll need 7 coats, maybe
I'm gonna go
9.
find-
How many did
Let's
Irina
see.
steal in session 1?
Quite a few.
Sorry,
I think.
procure.
Procure. What do you? Irina does not steal. She has the funds to pay for them. Does she pay for them? Sometimes.
Sometimes meaning with someone else's money.
Yeah. Daddy's money, specifically.
Yeah. Of course.
Daddy's credit card, specifically.
Daddy's credit card. Yes.
I want to say 3, but it could have been more.
Yeah.
I feel that number seems low.
Yeah, that does seem a bit low now that I say it out loud.
It was so many that Flint had to carry a few of them. I think.
Oh yeah, that was.
Wait, didn't you rob Harrods?
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't you procure them from Harrods?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they had more than 3. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't remember the amount. And probably neither does Irina.
Valid. Yeah. So, how many is she wearing?
She is currently wearing, we'll say 3, but she has packed more in her suitcase.
Of course. That
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she's not carrying.
Yeah.
What about everyone else?
I'm bringing some more ammo, but more disguises. A funny mustache with big old curls.
Doesn't Chuck have a mustache, if I'm not mistaken?
I do. It
But
goes
a
over.
different mustache.
It looks
Listen.
different.
It's extensions. It just clips onto the end.
A little tassel
changes the
on
shape.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have a Phantom of the Opera style mask for pieces of flesh that are missing.
I'll do that. I bring that. And then I just get geared up, and I totally forget to bring the winter wear because I'm too busy. And then if I need to be a guard, I can use this mustache and these glasses. And then if I want to be a janitor, I do this hat and these glasses. And it's just
Love
like,
it.
Oh my god, Irina
thing.
would have such a fun time with you going like, oh my god, yes. And then like give you additional pieces of clothing of like, oh my god, you could style it with this collar. Do you think this would look amazing? It would be so in character and would like give you pieces of random clothing that she has. You don't even know where she's pulling this stuff from. To like costume. Like just fully 100% going with the ideas.
I had to go back and look because I couldn't remember what the in-game portrait for Chuck is, but I love that he has no nose. You just have like the bone structure there, like the skull structure. So you're concerned more with the mustache than anything.
Yeah. So when he wears glasses, he's got like these 2 prongs that just kind of stick into his nose a little. It doesn't rest.
Amazing. Yeah, and for anyone watching at home, definitely the book is amazing. The art in it is phenomenal. Check it out, because who doesn't like killing Nazis or whoever, or Churchill? Sometimes it's fine. Anyone else have any last minute procurements?
I mean, Flint never put his stick down, but he's definitely bringing it.
Does he constantly carry it in the like
Absolutely,
like across his shoulder?
Absolutely.
I think love it so much.
I think for flavor purposes, Cosgrave, instead of having his sawed-off shotgun, now has a like a rhino revolver that he got off of killing like some Nazi at some point on a mission. It's just like just hates that they use it on animals, so he just has this like big old snub rhino thing that he uses on.
I'm gonna say maybe you even found that like when you assassinated Churchill.
Perfect. But yeah, so I'll say he'll have that instead of the sawn-off shotgun. But besides that, fashion-wise, he's wearing a just a nice black pea coat that's wrapped up, and he's got some nice fitting pants to go along with it, and some high boots with a thick heel to them. All of his rings still on his fingers that he still wears inside of his thick gloves, and he has a nice big old itchy wool scarf and one of those the Russian hats, the
Oh
Sure.
yeah,
The
yeah.
I
name is,
don't know what they're called, but I know
escaping me at the
exactly what you're
moment.
talking about.
I just think they're called communist hats. Listen, I don't know if there's
one
a,
of those commie tops that he just plops on his head, you know.
yeah.
But I think he uses that to cover up his third eye, so it doesn't freak people out.
Yeah, it is a little sus.
But besides that, because he last mission he did, I think he only got hit once, or if at all. So like, he's been riding high on like, I'm a pretty lucky guy. So he's just
And then
dressed to
there's-
impress, not to defend himself.
Yeah.
And
I think.
I mean, why would you dodge?
exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't get hit, you won't have
Yeah.
to dodge.
Yeah, let's work. I think Irina would also have taken her trusty hunting rifle because she only has one. It was gifted to her by her father. She's taken that one. And she has like a briefcase, like a kind of like a businessy looking briefcase in which she would have packed some kind of jewelry, some hair dye in case that became useful, which obviously hair dye is useful in all situations.
Always.
And then she's dressed in something that looks like it could be like Russian fashion, but also she could just be one of those guards in London. So you're not quite sure what the look is going for. Or it's somewhere in between. The hat's like a fuzzy fur hat, but it's slightly too long and it's black, and she could just be one of the guards, and she has a hunting rifle and like a bright red kind of like jacket that's military-esque. But is she just one of those guards at Buckingham Palace? You don't quite know.
To be fair, you did go to Buckingham Palace, so who knows what you procured while you were there.
I'm sure the Beefeaters have plenty of missing uniforms over the years.
Yeah. I don't remember if y'all killed any, but if you didn't, you still could have stolen some stuff. Who knows?
Who knows?
So, boarding the train, making your way across the border, it's pretty uneventful. It's a very just vast, snowy landscape. Not a lot of exciting things to see. What would the four of you be doing on the train? This, keep in mind, is just a regular passenger train. This is not a specific train for F.A.N.G or anything.
100 points of beer on the wall, 100 points of beer.
You could just like order something, you know?
Oh, nice.
Unless this doesn't have a beer cart.
I'm just trying to count down the time, my friend.
You just do what I do and just close your eyes, think about eternity, open your eyes up, boom, you're there.
Fair enough. But I think,
I'm just saying, it's quite the trip. I do recommend. It's never been more scared in my life. But anyways, here we are.
Just dissociate all your problems away. There's nothing that could go wrong.
Easy.
This
Wait,
is
okay.
real
We're
mental
in a
health.
regular train. Is Flint in a particular get up?
I think Flint's in the luggage car.
Oh, okay. He's got one of those pet carriers for Flint, or
Is he in a pet carrier, or was he just carrying all of our luggage into the carrier and got locked
that's
in there?
more the answer, is that Flint was carrying all the luggage and then someone just forgot to let him out again.
They know we got them a seat, right? All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen Flint. Has anyone seen Flint?
I'm sure they'll always find their way back up.
yeah, yep. I concur. You know, don't
Flint,
look.
who canonically has an awful time on trains, considering their last couple encounters, is probably not doing great in the luggage car, but they're in the luggage car.
Yeah, that's a good place for us to start. How does Flint feel right now, and what would he be trying to do?
I think Flint is probably quite nervous, as mentioned. They've had an awful time on trains. They have no idea when this one will crash. They are sure it will do. They just don't know when.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent. Y'all do not have a lot of luck with trains.
So I think what they've started doing is building themselves like a comfort nest at the back of the luggage car with just any. They haven't touched Arena's luggage because that's Arena's luggage, or any of the rest of the F.A.N.G members, but they have just started pulling apart the luggage of other passengers and building a nest in the back to keep themselves safe.
I love it. Yeah. Who would be maybe closest to the luggage area on the train?
Irina wouldn't be caught being in the back.
No, of course not. Or I guess maybe who would go looking for Flint?
I think I'd check on Flint.
Yeah.
Kind of time.
So Cosgrave, as you
kind of
are
boredom.
just kind of killing some time, not taking Chuck's advice really, you do hear an absolute ruckus coming from the luggage area. Just like stuff being thrown against the wall very, very loudly. Probably some grumbling.
Knock, knock, knock. Hey, you all right in there?
We crashed yet?
No, we haven't bloody crashed yet. What are you talking about? Open up the door. Oh, ooh, that's it's all right. They can pay for that. You're right.
I don't like trains are not good.
Oh well, mate. We've only crashed on every one that we rode together. I understand, but you got to have a little bit of optimism. You know what I mean? You gotta just go with the flow, right? If you're always expecting things to go wrong, right, you can't enjoy it when things are going right.
I understand your point of view. I
So-
do not empathize with it.
Fair enough. Well, listen, if you get bored back here, you want to come up, they did take out a couple of seats so you had some space to lay down. We could do that, or you can stay there. It's perfectly fine. But it's just checking up on you, mate.
Thank you.
I just imagine that Flint, like, I don't know, has like a coat half flung over them and like maybe somebody's bra on their head, or just like a
complete
footment
mess.
of random clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, pass me that watch, though. That's nice. That's really nice. Ooh.
Just hands it over, and like 5 others that they've picked out of different pieces of luggage for Cosgrave.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you,
A
love.
couple of Rolexes for sure.
Exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. So, like I said, it's pretty uneventful. You do make your way to St. Petersburg, probably after the better part of the day has passed. Being vampires, you would need to protect yourselves from the sunlight. That would be a bad thing to be exposed to. But I think you're able to, go to your private car, close any of the windows up. Probably, I would imagine you come with a certain amount of protection. You know that you can't just travel without it. But making your way to St. Petersburg, the train station is absolutely bustling, just full of a variety of different people coming and going. And you do see what looks to be kind of off in the distance some military personnel who are loading another train nearby.
What's going on? What's all that commotion?
Not quite sure. Let's see.
Irina, is there a sale going on luggage? Irina?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Is there a sale going on with luggage?
A
Over there?
sale?
Oh, there's a bunch of commotion over there. Someone's packing a bunch of things. There's a lot
Wait.
of boxes.
A sale? And she like
That's what I'm
pushes,
thinking.
like starts barging towards where the luggage area is, and like pushing people out of the way, being like, "A sale of luggage?" And like swimming through people just to be able to see where there's a sale. I mean, it's a sale. Like, girl loves a good sale. What does she see as she barges into this sale of luggage? Question mark.
I don't know what sale of luggage you're referring to.
The barrage of people.
There's a bit people loading things into another train.
Yeah, it's
I
more
said,
like
"Oh, is there like a
military.
sale going on?" Like, and I point Arena that way.
Yes. So it is just people in like military garb loading large crates, very unmarked crates.
Irina will walk over to these crates like she owns this land and this train and those luggage, and will say, "What is this? What are you packing onto this train? And how much is it?"
As you start to approach, immediately you are met with guns pointed at you, and just people speaking Russian telling you. You can assume. I don't know whether Irina would speak Russian or not. To back off. They're very hostile.
Cosgrave will run up. Whoa, comrades, please, contain yourselves.
That's some really good Russian.
Listen, English. Anyone here?
English?
Yes.
Suomi? Finnish? Suomi? Yeah?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Money? And she'll pull out a wad of cash. Money?
One of them will reach a gloved hand over and just like grab the cash, pocket it, and then just kind of wave their gun at you, like telling you to fuck off in the universal language.
Not the gun waving.
All right, comrade, it's fine. Come here, Irina, come here. We'll talk later. Let's convene.
That was a really hostile sale environment. Excuse you. Like, I've been in some really ridiculous sale environments, but that was especially hostile as she'll walk off.
Irina wants to speak to their supervisor.
Yeah, I would like to speak to their manager because that was hostile in a
Fair enough,
different
love.
level.
But how about this? We wait for the moment they're loading everything in, and we sneak on and we board that train to wherever the equipment's going. Faster than asking questions.
And cheaper than buying things.
She
Although I did just spend a whole lot of money for I'm not quite sure what, but I'm sure Daddy's fine with that. That happens all the time.
It's all right. We're going to get the money back from those guys. But we kind of got to time it right. We got to pay attention, wait for when it looks like it's about to leave, and then we board the train. How does that sound, everyone?
I can create a distraction. I'll ask them for a cigarette because I'm running out already. Like I swear I've like smoked like 7 in the past like half an hour.
The only thing is, it doesn't look like they want to talk to us. Whatever it is, it's worth shooting on sight for. That's just something to keep in mind.
Okay. Well, let me test it out now, and then later.
I mean, I'm
I'll
always
know.
up for a distraction.
Later, I'll know. I'll do the guy who gave I gave the wad of cash. I'm sure he's fine with a cigarette if I paid him like $7 million just now. And with my wad of cash.
Do we have any blood?
Ooh, I would say probably not.
Okay.
Or at least not much. But you know, you can obtain it as an option.
Do you hear Irina's stomach growl at this moment? And she goes, I think I need more cigarettes. And she starts walking off to the guy who she gave all that cash to.
That is what stomach grumbling means. More cigarettes. And coffee.
And coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
The perfect gut health combination.
Fair. So are you approaching the soldiers or someone else?
Yeah, she's approaching the soldier specifically that took her wad of cash.
Amazing. What are you saying?
She'll pull out her cigarette holder, because she's a fancy lady. She has a cigarette holder.
Of course.
And she will hold that out and be like, "Do you have a cigarette? Tobacco?"
They just kind of roll their eyes and throw a pack of cigarettes at you.
I feel like she's dexterous enough to be able to try and catch it.
I'll allow it. It's probably a little bit awkward.
I mean, if anything, if she would ever catch anything, it would be a pack of cigarettes thrown at her.
Or money.
Or money. Also that.
How many guards are there?
Quite a few. There's really just 2 that you've interacted with, but it seems like they are not messing around. Like they're on high alert. They are very well guarded.
Gotcha.
Does seem like you could sneak on because you do have some sneaky members amongst your group, but you also have some who are not sneaky at all.
Well, I will while Irina's distracting some of them up front, I will try to just do some parkour around the fence to try to just get on the opposite side just to see if I can find something to try to cause a distraction with so we can hop on board.
Okay.
But
Why
first
don't
things
you
first.
why don't you give me a search roll?
Heck yeah. That's a search, not a sneak.
Yeah, I would say search because you're looking.
Gotcha. That's a 6 and a 4.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like you don't find a whole lot. Probably because the guards are so prevalent, it's really hard for you to get a lot of information. But you do think maybe you found one area that is less guarded that you might be able to sneak the others onto. Probably close to the rear of the train.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll try to sneak over to that area. Try to see if it's safe enough.
Absolutely. What about the rest of you?
I'm going to start grabbing our luggage from the other tray and just start sneaking it in with and by sneaking it in I mean just like hold it like in my coat, just obvious like little bulging in the front.
Very sneaky.
Yes.
Chuck is the epitome of stealth.
It's almost like this is our job or something.
Right? You guys are great at it.
We've been doing great. You know, the promise of regaining hit points has caused us to kind of lose that scarcity edge within ourselves a little. Yeah. And I'm going to try to see if I can find somewhere to just like alley-oop it into the train. Just
I think you would probably see Cosgrave. Like, he's well enough hidden that the guards aren't noticing, but the 4 of you have worked together enough that you kind of know what to look for. Kind of his like typical MO, like what he would do. And so you probably see him like skulking about close to the rear of the train. And that seems like maybe the best place that you could unload your luggage.
All right. Hey there, buddy. You doing something? You busy?
Waiting.
Oh. All right.
Loud.
It is loud. You said loud, right? It is loud, and I think you said loud, so I'm unsure if you said it or I'm just thinking it.
Loud.
Okay, cool. You see Cosgrave? I think he's sneaking around, right? I think
I see him.
that's good. I listen. You take a couple of these bags. I'm gonna make a distraction over here, and you get in there. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Flint will take the bags and immediately look ready to go. Like you'll see their eyes just sort of plan out the route up a nearby pillar into the rafters of the train station across it to ready to just drop down onto the other train.
I love it. By the way, we do have a hydrate.
Oh.
Make sure to hydrate yourselves.
All right. After this point, I will run downstairs and grab some water.
Flint, if you would give me a stealth roll, please.
Yep.
Or sneak, sorry. I know what game I'm playing.
Remind me how dice rolling works. I know I needed D6s. I forgot to read up on the rules of actually succeeding.
D6s, and then however many, whatever number is in your sneak, that's how many dice you will roll.
Fantastic. And what number am I looking for?
Just let me know what you get.
A 6, a 4, and a 2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. So I think it's enough that you are able to make your way relatively unnoticed, especially with the distraction that Arena is providing, because I feel like probably causing enough of a scene that other guards start to kind of come over.
Oh yeah, she's making a big show of lighting the cigarette, talking to a person who clearly doesn't understand what she's saying, but that doesn't stop her. She is a socialite. She likes to be social. Whether or not you converse with her, it's a one-sided conversation usually anyway. Like, does she listen to people? You don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah. Irina, I'm going to ask for a con roll.
Let's see.
Because it does say swaying with lies, flattery, or charisma. So.
So how many do I?
What is your number in?
4. My con is 4.
Okay, so roll 4d6.
4d6. Satisfying number of d6s. 11.
Oh, what were the individual results?
Oh, 4, 3, 3, 1.
Oh no, it's not a good roll. Because successes are 4 or 5s and 6. I mean, so I guess you did get 1, right?
Yeah, I got 1.
Yeah. I feel like you've started to sway the mind of the original one that took your money, mostly through flirting, body language. Even if you don't speak the same language, I feel like there's a certain amount of universal language to flirting.
Yeah.
The subtle eye wink, just like touching the arm a little bit. Yeah.
But everyone else, she's just not their type. She's just an annoying woman who walked over and is distracting them and being really annoying and really surprisingly aggressive, even though she's not really doing anything. She's clearly up to something.
Yeah. Like a woman who knows what she wants.
God,
oh
hate
no,
those women.
The worst.
The worst.
Yeah, no, I think this one, as you've, maybe it's even like the aggression that they're starting to kind of come around to. Like initially they're like, I don't know, this is weird, an aggressive woman. But they're starting to come around. They're like, oh, maybe I'm into that. Not that you would know that since you don't speak the same language, but I mean they are in the military, so I feel like there's a certain amount of submission or subservience requirement there.
Power play.
Yeah, they're into it.
All right, I've got my distraction.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, is that Natalie Lysenko, famous actress and costume designer, known for Kunin? I can't speak that language. Jamie.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a con roll as well.
Okay.
Wait, are you pointing at her? Is that what's happening?
I think it's some random person, like kind of dressed down to not like be conspicuous. Or,
Right.
Yeah. So just a random person.
Okay.
All right, my con. Oh,
Mhm.
baby, that's a 1. Not one die.
Yeah.
So
You picked the right move here.
you know what? I'm here for the fun times, not the the right times.
You're here for the times.
Yeah, pretty much. You get it. And yeah, a D6 system. I got a 4.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's passable. I feel like several of the guards are just kind of like mutter amongst themselves. Not that any of you speaks Russian to understand, but for the audience, the camera is like seeing these people like, yeah, I think that random person yelling is right. And so they just like start to go over. And this person is probably wearing like a fedora with, a big scarf, like trying to cover up. Nice like long trench coat, and they just immediately are like pulling their hat down, trying to run essentially as these guards
Brazier
start facing
Arden.
them.
Justice to aboard. Natalia Lysenko.
Amazing.
That's like Irina will also play into it because she's dumb enough to actually think that there's somebody famous around her, and she like takes her cigarette out of her mouth and she like actually like clocks who this person is, just to like create an emphasis on this distraction because she's also distracted by this thing. I mean, she would know it's a distraction otherwise, but you say famous person and she'd be like, where?
Yeah, that means money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that probably gets the attention of your flirting partner. I don't know what the right word for that is here. Just this random dude you met and are flirting with. Yeah, and so at this point, the guards essentially abandon what they're doing to go and harass this random woman because, unfortunately, that's what Chuck chose.
Listen, I just noticed someone famous. The harassment was just them. That's all I gotta say.
Unfortunate side effects.
Yeah.
Listen,
Cost of doing
the price of fame is very high.
It's true.
Irina would know. No, she
Yeah.
wouldn't.
In her own mind, though.
She thinks she knows everything.
Yeah, and with that, Flint, you are able to get the luggage on board. Cosgrave, you're able to help sneak your compatriots onto this train. What would you be doing to hide once you're on board?
It's staying in the storage area where the biggest crates are being stored at, and we're just gonna. Anybody comes in to do checks, it's feasting time.
Does anyone grab Irina?
Oh,
Yes, yes, I'll grab.
Yeah, well,
Because she's still looking. She's still looking after a celebrity.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's not a famous person. Let's go. That's a famous person. I don't know who that is.
Oh, more celebrities in there, and she jumps on.
I just have the mental image of like the train starting to take off, and the three of you are like trying to get her attention as you're like outside the car, and you just grab her and pull her on.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You guys are great operatives. The best, honestly.
So good at our jobs.
Not dead yet.
I think at
Yeah.
the point where the train starts moving, I think Flint's gonna realize what's just happened and go, "This is another train."
It's another train. Yeah.
Okay, but you
Oh,
were
yeah.
on one train that did not crash. One
There's
out of
maybe
three.
some restored faith, but still, 3 out of 4 is still terrible odds.
While
It's
we're
fun.
in here, can we check what's inside the crates?
Oh, absolutely. I will ask for a sneak roll though, because there are a lot of guards still.
I got you. That's a 6, a 5, and a 3.
Okay, yeah, 2 successes, not bad. Yeah, I think you are able to fairly stealthily get into these crates, and a lot of it, you're not really sure what it is. It looks very technical, very uh, advanced, honestly, but you do see several crates that are like heavily leaded, and there are large symbols of the radioactive symbol.
Gotcha. Can I try to do something crazy?
I would expect
In
nothing
this
less.
game?
Perfect.
Please.
I'm gonna try something, and I'm gonna try to use one of my advances right now, early in the game.
Please do.
Oh.
I am going to pull out my knife, my big old enormous knife that I had to duct tape back together since it broke last time. But it's my favorite knife. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like hold it up so that I can see my eyes and my reflection. You know, GM storyteller, tell me if I can do this or not.
Go
But
for
I
it.
want to try to cast memory rot on
Ooh,
myself
okay.
by looking into my own eyes and give myself fake memories of learning Russian as a kid.
I love that so much. Yes.
What? What?
That
The
is
wording for memory rot is use oh wait, well I need to get a blood for this, but you'd spend 1 blood to remove or implant memories from someone you look into the eyes with.
you know, I would say, because like I said, this is heavily guarded, someone does come through, and then are you killing them, or are you just feeding on
Yeah,
them?
I would feast on them to get that blood. Well, I'd have to roll to see, you know, if I rolled well, I'd spend some of that to try to kill them and then some of it on the blood, but
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you tell me what it looks like when you devour this person?
Yeah, so Cosgrave loves to take care of his outfit, so he's been studying anatomy very much so, and he's just got the perfect jugular cut now that he's just perfected to where he goes in with the knife, it goes into the neck, he gets close, oh, and it opens up like a spout. A little bit of blood gets everywhere for a second, but he's got it down to a science now to where he can almost, you know, calculate the trajectory of a jugular when it opens up, and it's just the best thing. It's an art, it's a science to it.
It's the classic vampire son. Yeah.
Yeah, he waits there, they walk to the door and just and then boom, human Capri Sun right there.
Amazing. Yeah, you managed to get 3 blood points out of that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I love, it's so ridiculous that it makes sense. I feel like it's not perfect Russian. It's partially like every bad movie you've ever seen Russian, but some of it's legit. Like, it's passable.
Perfect. So yeah, you gave me 3, but I'll spend one of those to do that.
Perfect. What about the rest of you?
Good question. Good question. I'm gonna get away from IMDb of Russian actresses.
You might need that.
Control Z. No, it doesn't work on browsers. Damn it. Okay.
Bastards.
Yeah. I'm going to just start assisting in the nestification of this cart with Flint.
Yeah.
Just like, hey man, look, it's gonna be all right. Here, look, ooh. This says, I can't read it. I just open it.
Suddenly, Cosgrave can though, sort of.
Yes, Cosgrave could read it.
A little, only a little, very slightly. The cat in the hat. Roll. Oh wait, no, that's not it.
It's close. It's very close. Homophones, even.
But yeah, he's able to sound it out a bit. Some of what what's in there. Very much middle schoolers in Russian.
If only you had Duolingo.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you are able to tell that most of it is really the like ignition parts of the nuke, the more technical stuff that helps. But yes, the radioactive parts, you know, that's obviously like uranium. There are a few other things in here, like some crates full of weapons, things like that. But you all do come with your own gear, so it's not like you necessarily need more guns. But you could also take a few.
Are any of them like rifles? Or...
Oh yes, I mean like crate after crate of Kalashnikovs.
But they're not sparkly or aesthetic.
No, they're very like dull gray and wood grain.
Are there any Dragonovs, any sniper rifles?
A few, yeah.
I think Cosgrave would grab a sniper rifle. I think that fits him and would just have it slung around his shoulder.
Makes sense. I mean, Irina, you've got your hunting rifle. You could upgrade if you would like.
But it's not aesthetic. So she probably wouldn't. Is there anything that goes kaboom?
Definitely. I mean, aside from the nukes.
Yeah, aside from nukes, like I don't think she would be carrying a nuke in her arms pocket.
No,
Hat?
that's a little larger than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me, what kind of explosives did you have previously?
Explosive runes?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You know, I feel like you probably, in addition to being able to replenish those with the downtime that you've had, find some C4 and I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Thermite.
Ooh.
Because why not?
Okay. C4 and thermite.
Because it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
No,
This
that's
might,
not true.
this might sound crazy, but hear me out. What if we
Listening?
lift the box up that's got the uranium in it, lift it up, and we put the C4 at the bottom of it, and we just leave it there. And eventually, once it arrives at the assembly place, we get into range of the detonation. Kaboom! Because technically, by itself, it can't create a nuclear explosion when blown up.
I think, Cosgrave, you are a genius. This cannot go wrong in any way whatsoever.
Exactly.
I would also say over the table, you probably know you wouldn't even have to wait until you get to the assembly site. Like if you did it now, then any materials are stranded even further away from where they need to eventually get.
Yeah.
Does it also crash the train? Yes.
Don't make this 4 out of 5.
Let's just let's wait till the train stops and we blow it up, eh? And then we go find Stalin.
I mean, I like that idea.
The little guards come in, but they have to clean up all the radiation and whatnot. But we just mosey on out of there, and then
And nobody will know a thing.
it's not like we'd get caught or anything.
Yeah, it's the perfect crime.
Exactly.
Irina, as you say, nobody would know a thing. You hear, "Duh, no one would know a thing."
Is there somebody there?
As you turn to look, you do see what looks to be a humanoid tiger, a Siberian tiger to be specific.
Well, a talking tiger?
This is far-fetched.
Rain? A talking tiger?
Listen,
this
there was a
fantasy game?
werewolf in the first one, okay?
Irina just stares at this tiger. You're not sure what a range of emotions go over her face. She's just like,
I love that for our vampires, a werewolf, totally normal. A were-tiger, what the fuck?
Calm down, my friend. Please listen. I am a double agent. This is a trap being sent to us by the Americans. We come in peace, my friend.
Give me a con roll, please.
Of course.
can I assist?
You can certainly try.
How
We
would I
need
assist
I'll
this?
just have both of you roll.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
What is the statistical probability of rolling 3 dice with a range of 1 to 6,
Mhm.
and then in sequential order getting the numbers 1, 2, 3?
I'm not a math queer, but probably not great. But also unfortunate.
I will save you. My dice will roll well and save
Don't worry,
you.
you can easily make up for 3 failures. One critical
Listen,
failure.
I rolled 4 dice and failed 3 the last time I rolled, so I'm again rolling the same 4 dice. Okay. It's not that bad. We have 2 5s.
Okay.
And 2 3s, but more importantly, we have 2 5s.
Yeah, that is very important. So out of a fair number of dice, we have 2 successes. I think that this person, this tiger, just says, "Yeah, that is just ridiculous. You do not even look Russian. You look like a vampire."
I find that offensive. You look like a tiger.
Because I am.
Okay.
Well, he is a vampire. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
There are no Russian vampires.
That doesn't make me.
Of course there are.
1 second.
I find that very offensive.
How else do you think people live in this environment with this amount of snow?
Ever since I was a child, I have known Russian.
There's all this forest for nothing.
Obviously.
What else would you hide except vampires?
For some reason, I never told any of them, but I have always known Russian.
No, that does not seem legitimate.
You offend my mother, who taught me since birth.
I read a gasp for the
Cosgrave actually starts getting offended. It actually thinks that he knows.
I love that Cosgrave has gaslit himself into believing this and is now mad at his own false memories.
I inceptioned myself. No.
Rookie move. What were you saying, Liz? I'm sorry.
No, that's perfectly fine. Irina will be surprised, pretend surprised at these statements that Cosgrave is saying, and then seeing Cosgrave's actual surprised look and reaction. She'll take a good look and be be taken aback by the fact that Cosgrave actually believes this is true, and she just looks bewildered and confused. And her mouth drops open.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tear forming up in his eye. How could you say that
So-
about my mother?
So while you have not entirely convinced this Russian weretiger of your lies, they're at least willing to hear you out.
At least let us start from the beginning. You see, there is a hidden operation happening right now. The supplies that have been given to us, they were not procured by our allies. These are sabotaged by the allies, right? Not our allies, the allies' allies. And
We were part of the Allies. Duh.
right, no, but well, things got a little complicated. You see, think of this as a war within a war. There is a war happening that is not hot and fiery. A colder war is brewing right now.
Oh.
A war so cold that there are secret agencies that are battling one another for control. It's the beginning of very crazy things. What's happening is what you need to know is that we need to destroy these supplies because they are full.
So like a borscht war.
Hello? Are we dead?
Not yet.
Adrian steps away, comes back, everyone's dead. Oops.
Chuck comes out of a corner behind storage.
Yeah. Yeah, the explosive that we
Did we
were
get
talking
caught?
about happened already.
Nice.
What kind of mustache is Chuck rocking right now? I need to know for science.
For science? Who's that?
Please tell me it looks something like Poirot. You know, do you know Hercule
Who?
Poirot? Poirot.
Poirt.
ROT.
Perot. Okay.
Poirot.
Oh my god.
Please tell
Yeah.
me it's Poirot.
And it's on top of my other mustache, but it's a lot darker.
Amazing. Foolproof. Yeah. So Chuck, you kind of poke your head out from where you were helping to make a nest, and you see this awkward exchange of Cosgrave, who has convinced himself that he has been learning Russian his entire life. Where is Cosgrave actually from? Did we establish that?
London.
You know, it's plausible.
Yeah.
You could be both.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Irina trying desperately to remedy the situation, this tense standoff here, and then probably Flint still in the background making
Yeah.
nest.
I mean, if Flint has been made somewhat aware of the presence of this other large furred creature in what has now become Flint's nest, there's probably some raised hackles, some preparation for a fight.
I just imagine like you know when two cats don't like each other and then they hiss at each other and then like the back fur, the neck
Mhm.
fur just like on end and they're just like
Oh, if it wouldn't blow up my mic, I would start hissing.
It's okay, we'll imagine.
Imagination.
All right, listen.
imagination.
How about this? We wait for the train to come to a halt. You can invite as many officers as you would like, and you can come inspect us, bring your commanding officers. You can bring them right in here and inspect the crate, and I will show you that everything here is a falsity.
Нет, that seems like a bit much. This borscht war you speak of, don't know who we can trust.
I know,
So-
that's what I'm saying. We just sit here. We just sit there, wait for the train, and then we bring in officers, and then we can clear this whole thing up.
Oh,
I can.
you know how you cannot trust these strange officers.
So then, what do you suggest?
Maybe a test of your Russian trivia.
A taste of my Russian trivia. You disrespect me. You disrespect my mother, and you disrespect my heritage and my culture. But fine, I will play your games. Quiz me.
I love Cosgrave so much. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm here for it. Let's see, what is our intelligence roll in this? Because I feel like just asking you random.
Should be a con check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that would probably make the most sense.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Come on, Papa needs to pass this roll here. That's a 6, a 5, and a 2.
Okay, yeah. She asks you, who was the first Tsar of Russia?
I'm so glad you asked. It's Jimmy Neutron brain blast happens as I go back into this massive library of false memories that I somehow accidentally made for myself through dark magic. And then I just have this fake memory of my mother who has just like a cigarette dangling out of her mouth and goes, okay, you need to listen, all right? You need to understand. Even though that wasn't the accent that she originally had.
Right, it is now.
And then I just blurt out the answer.
Yeah, Cosgrave now knows Ivan IV Vasilyevich, aka
Exactly.
Ivan the Terrible.
Even the terrible.
Depends on who you ask how terrible he
Exactly.
was.
But a title is a title, like Vladimir the Impaler. Terrible to some, terrible to not, but it's the title nonetheless.
Well, yes, you make a good point.
Mm-hmm.
What is the capital of Russia?
Moscow.
I know this one. I think I know this one.
I love the question mark there.
I do my best to try to keep up with geopolitics, but I've been in deep cover in Paris for a while. So, you know.
Oh, unfortunate. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Say I am to be believing you. Who is your commanding officer?
Did Irina catch the name of the guy she was flirting with?
I would say yes. Yeah. Let's see. His name is Vlado.
Vlado?
Vlado.
Vlado?
Mm-hmm. Morozov.
Vlado
Morozov.
Morozov. What can she do? She would like grab Cosgrave on the shoulder and be like, yes, I know this one. You told me this one. And Vlado Mozrov.
He's a part of the deep state. It's a different collective. The
Yes.
KGB hidden within the KGB.
Yes, I'm familiar with the deep state.
Yes.
We must drain the swamp, so to speak.
Exactly. Who can you trust? Besides the most rich and powerful people who then hire the most rich and powerful people into positions of power.
I can't even keep a straight face at that. You're killing me.
I laugh so I don't cry.
That's the thing. I only said, if a man has $1 billion, he must be a good man. There is no way to acquire that much money without being a good man.
Irina vehemently agrees. So wholeheartedly. And she's like, yes.
That goes against everything the great leader has taught us. But in this Borscht War, you might be right.
Everything's topsy-turvy. It's crazy. You know how it goes.
This is Borat? What the fuck?
It's crazy around there.
Listen, accents are hard.
I know.
But any other questions, sir?
What is your name, comrade?
Me?
My code name is. Who are you talking
I'm not there. Okay, I just want to share.
Just being
my
like,
code name
Mike.
is Cosgrave.
Your code name is
Cosgrave.
Comrade Cosgrave. That seems legitimate. What about their friends?
That is codename Irina. That is codename Flint, and that is codename Chuck.
Ah, yes. Clearly American double agent.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Straight from Dakota.
The North or the South Dakota?
Yes. Nah.
Just breaking character there for a second. Well, it is a pleasure to be meeting you. I am Mila Sizchik. And, well, now I feel like we have to derail this train. We cannot let the deep state get a hold of this.
No. Friend. There's no need to derail this train. If we make a big scene, that'd be too much. All I need you to do, my friend, all right, is you wait here on this train while I go get my commanding officer at the station, and you just make sure nobody else is able to come in here. I know other officers will group up, but you just stay on this train, and we'll go get our commanding officer to come here and confiscate all of this.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a con roll. I feel like that's enough that they're like, I don't know.
It's a 6, a 4, and a 2.
Okay.
That's one success.
That's 2.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I think between all of you, you have just skated by, like, absolutely the skin of your teeth. And she just says, okay, can do. Just
No problem.
salutes you and then, like, continues to awkwardly stand there. You did tell her to just wait here, so.
Oh yeah, no. Would you mind waiting in the next cart over?
Would you like a cigarette? She will.
Duh, of course.
And she will like make a show to like give her a cigarette, and then like she'll take one herself and she'll light both of theirs and start smoking right there.
Yeah, and so like kind of shoo her off and then close the door and then just lift up the equipment so you can put the C4 in.
And then she'll like put the C4 in as she's holding and smoking with the other hand.
I love that she's doing this with explosive. Thankfully, C4 is not that kind of explosive, but
Look, she lives on the edge, as do we, by the skin of our teeth in everything we do. It's a miracle we're still alive.
yeah, well, fun fact, you're not, but
Unalive.
yeah. Amazing. Yeah, so you have set this explosive underneath the nuclear materials. And yeah, as Cosgrave pointed out, it cannot cause a nuclear reaction unless it is properly set up, which it is not currently. So yeah, you are able to, whenever you so choose, set this off.
Nice.
But yeah, I just grab our stuff and I'm like, all right, we get out of here. Distraction.
Do I distract and hold this?
No.
I feel like that's a bad plan.
No. We just got to go over there. Right? We get off the train. All right, we're walking away, casual, in your pocket.
Subtle.
And
not
then
showy.
everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on? And then we go in, and go find Stalin, give him a proper, and it's all good.
Got it. Very subtle.
And
I can do subtle.
So subtle. The four of you then hear over the train's like intercom system. Cosgrave, you would be the only one who can sort of understand it. that they are saying at this station, everyone needs to show identification because there's an inspection. So if you were to get off at this station, you do not have Russian military identification, and you will be very clearly busted immediately.
Perfect. Okay. Here's the
Like,
problem.
what if you
Okay.
weren't? You know.
So
We
here's
just
the thing.
don't get busted.
We need identification, right? But we can just, I mean, surrender.
That's funny. That's actually kind of funny.
Oh, it's a joke! And she starts cackling.
And we can have our new friend, vouch for us. And we turn ourselves in, and as we're being escorted out,
We shoot him in the back of the head.
no,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
don't know how I feel about surrendering to the people who tore apart my family.
Oh, it's going to be like a fake surrender. But I mean, we can try to sneak out or just shoot our way out. Either way, it's entirely up to you. I just have the C4 idea. That's as far as I planned it out, really.
There is also like jumping off the train.
We could just, get off before we get ID'd. Are they coming? Are they coming, like, on the station? Are they coming on the train?
Yeah,
When
is
are
it
we
like
getting...
on land or is it like?
Yeah, so what you would have been able to pick up is they will be coming into the train. So really, it would be hard to get away. Yes, you could try to lie, but I feel like that's probably not the best plan. I think even the four of you would be like, I don't know. That seems risky.
All right, jump out right before bloody train.
That works for me.
As long as I'm off this train.
So you're waiting until like right before the station?
Any objections?
Do we... What kind of currently where they are? What kind of environment is around like the train? Is there like a window that they can check? Like, because ideally they would want to jump off and not be seen. So if they could do it where there's maybe like forest cover or like a non-urban environment with less people witnessing them would be better. And also, what time of day is it? Is it like it's daytime?
It's gonna be night.
Yeah.
Oh, night. Yeah. Okay.
So I think because this is not a personnel kind of train, you again just have to sort of slide the cargo door a little bit, but you don't immediately burst into flames or anything. It's not sunny. You're not blinded by the light, but you open it and you do see there is just enough of a window, more or less, that you could safely jump out, but there are woods, thick woods, near enough that you could easily get out there and avoid detection.
I mean, we could just gestures out. There's woods here. Not that I like the woods. I rather prefer, a refined establishment, if you will.
We can sneak through the woods, get back into complex, right? Regardless, all the guards are going to be heading towards the explosion that's about to happen. So
we should be heading away from the explosion.
Yeah, it's going to give us a little sneaky room to snake around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you on the other side.
Wait, the plant. Okay. Flint, how did you like the nest? I must know before we jump out of this thing.
Good nest.
Okay, let's go.
Wow.
Okay.
We can build you a better nest. Over in an actual nest environment, think of all the woods and the thorns and branches that you could build your nest in. like a different kind of good nest?
I
Out
do like
there?
the woods.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a cave. I
Yeah.
like caves.
Oh my god, there could be a big cave. You could build a nest in a cave.
Immediately out the door.
Irina will like go to Chuck and be like, high five, teamwork.
I love that Cosgrave just yeeted himself out of the train without like discussing any more of the plan. Just like, I'm out.
We've talked enough. We got here.
There was enough of an understanding. A portion of a plan appeared. That's fine. Done. Yeet. Yeah, Irina will grab all her stuff, and then kind of like puff up her hair, light another cigarette because she's already done with the first one, and then like as she's like takes the first puff, she jumps.
So Chuck is our last one off the train.
Well, I really wanted to have a shootout on the train. But I guess next time I just jump off the train.
Yeah. So Chuck, right before you do see that your new were-tiger friend has like come bursting in. You can kind of hear a question being asked as you just yeet yourself out. And so you see that she's standing in the cargo door as Irina hits the ignition for the C4.
Oops.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I will tell you, she was a Russian assassin, so
Great.
problem solved.
Was another great success for team whatever we are.
As that,
Yeah, do we have a name?
Yeah,
It's just
that's-
F.A.N.G.
I love that this is just in character. Like none of you guys knows what the organization is you work for.
I mean, it's F.A.N.G. F.A.N.G. Fantastic advanced negotiating gang.
Yeah. It sounds about right.
Group
And I think
gang.
as the explosion goes off and you see all the weird colors from the chemicals and radiation go up, he goes, Cosgrave looks in and goes, "That's what you get for disrespecting my mother."
The unfortunate thing is you do derail this train. It does crash directly into a very large river. So, you have caused some serious environmental problems.
It's
But
fine. Vampires live forever.
Nuclear weapons would have, in mass use, would have also done the same thing.
Yeah, and the nuke. Yeah, the nuke would have done that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to end up in our report, right? They're going to talk about, look what you done in the environment. You got chemicals in the river, and it's like, what are you talking about? They're about to launch a nuke.
But it's also kind of like that logic puzzle where, like, do you kill one person who would kill a bunch of people, or do you kill a bunch of people just to kill a bunch of people?
Yeah.
It was really F.A.N.G. all along, turning the frogs gay.
Exactly.
Does this count as a trolley problem?
Technically.
Not if you derail the trolley.
Yeah,
So
and murder a bunch of people at the same time.
It's true. It's true. So Flint, you weren't on this train when it crashed. That's 50%.
Yeah, I don't think this one count goes on Flint's tally.
Yeah.
I think currently he's still 3 to 4.
No. This is now 50-50. Like this one, you weren't on it.
It has to technically go on the tally of trains that weren't crashed. So I guess their luck is improving. One day they might admit the trains are okay.
We'll take that. We'll take that as a dub.
That's growth.
Today is not that day.
Yeah.
As of right now, they're running around in the forest. Probably the first time they've been let loose in a wooded environment for however long since they joined F.A.N.G.
You have downtime. I'm sure you get to have the zoomies out in the woods every once in a while. Speaking of zoomies, is that what Flint would be doing at this
Oh,
point?
absolutely! Like just Scooby-Doo-esque, like scene where they run off one side of the frame, come back to the other, just holding something. And sometimes it's like a bundle of sticks, some leaves. One time it's just like a full moose, and then they're off again.
Amazing. So now that you are off this train, you have partially succeeded at your mission. There is still more to it. What is the plan from here? You don't know where Stalin is going to be, so that is something a bit up in the air.
Hmm.
Are there any vantage points, like any towers, watchtowers, like something like that?
You know what? Give me a search roll.
Say, gang, anybody want to search with me? I only get 2 of these. Anybody else want to look into that?
Cosgrave,
That's a 1 and a
bust.
4.
I just have 2 of 2 dice on that one.
Wait, what are we rolling?
It's a lot of bloody trees.
A search, right?
Yeah.
Search? I have a 2.
I have a 2 as well.
I can certainly try.
If you can do better than a 1 and a 4, you're blessed.
Blessed. A 4 and a 2.
Well, you did better.
Technically better, which is like
Technically better.
There you go.
Anyone else?
Flint can try it, but I think
Please.
we're thoroughly distracted.
Yeah.
Listen, we
More
wouldn't be us
accidental.
if we
Double
weren't.
sixes.
We wouldn't be us if we weren't doing it by the skin of our teeth.
That's 2 4s, so they have done the best.
It's all accident. You run into stuff, literally.
Just head first into the leg of like a watchtower.
Yeah, absolutely. Like shaking it to the point that it draws everyone else's attention to it.
Oh, it's like it just spawned out of thin air. Is it locked?
It is not. So you're able to see like the steps that go up to it don't seem like they are locked at all, but you do hear footsteps starting to descend.
Um,
Can I sneak and rush them with a knife?
Yeah, give me a sneak roll.
I get a +1 for never saw you coming with the knife.
Flint's just sort of wandering, clutching the head, just like.
Oh, not great. That's a 4-4-3-3.
I mean, that's still 2 successes.
Yeah.
Not great success, but it's decent. Yeah. So you go to sneak up, and this person, because there's really only one way up, or I guess you could climb up the leg like you did with the Eiffel Tower, but yeah, they would still see you coming. It's pretty hard when they have the high ground.
Yeah. I'm doing Call of Duty knife throws.
This person, you can see as you're like sneaking up, they have a name tag on their it looks like a security guard uniform, and because you can kind of read Russian, you can read that it says Boris.
Rest in peace, comrade.
And you go to like throw this knife, and they just catch it and say, "Would you like to try again?"
Well, I would if you hand it back safely.
They just like snap it in two.
It's my lucky knife.
Can I use my so Irina would ideally like to take out a cavalry saber, so basically just a long sword, ridiculously long, and which is apparently also magical. Don't know what it does, but it's magical.
Magic.
And I am going to charge. It says plus charge.
Okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, one of my favorite things about this is they are extremely vague on a lot of this stuff, which allows us the opportunity to make up some bullshit.
What
so
would I
tell me-
roll?
What's that?
What would I roll?
Oh, probably brawl, I'm going to say.
Brawl. Okay.
Unless you can argue something else.
Well, I don't think I could. That doesn't count as shoot. Could I try to be terrifying about my charge?
You sure could.
So she would pull like she would pull out her fangs, she would drop her hat, and she would smear her makeup all over her face. So basically she would look like a ghost of some kind.
I thought you said terrifying and not hot.
Depends on what you're into.
Fair.
So yeah, she would smear her makeup and like it looks like it's all over the place, and she looks like a haunted ghost monster thing, ideally. Dressed in bright red. And she's gonna take out her fangs and her claws and grab this ginormously long sword that's ridiculously long, just for extra effect. And she's going to actually just like, without even thinking, saying anything, she's just going to start running straight at this person. No
And
questions asked.
What is the magical effect, since you get to decide?
I feel like just for the sake of, you feel like when you get stabbed with this sword, you feel this pain, emotional pain, like you've been backstabbed. On top of like the physical pain, you feel like an emotional pain of like, oh my god, somebody just like backstabbed me and did something like this emotional turmoil on top of this.
I love it. Psychic damage and physical damage.
Yep.
Amazing. Yeah, go ahead and roll your terrify, and then add a dice for your saber.
And saber. That is 2 successes.
Okay.
And 2 ones.
Are you wanting to allocate them to what is the thing? I'm blanking on what you do with them now. Because thus far they haven't really been necessary to use the actual stuff. To eliminating a threat or to advancing an objective.
I will eliminate the threat.
Okay. So yeah, you do charge up. It is quite a ways because you are going up this like fire tower. So just Irina like running up several flights of stairs. Probably a little bit winded if you still had to breathe, by the time you get there. And
I have a really good con though.
True. You've been building up your lungs with all the cigarette smoking.
Exactly. It doesn't do bad. It actually like smoking actually improves her lung capacity.
Listen, they legitimately used to have ads saying that it helped asthma.
Exactly.
So...
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Folks at home, don't smoke. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Cough it out.
Don't take like any of
unless you are a vampire, do not smoke.
Yeah. Exactly. So what you see is you finally get to where Cosgrave is like clung to the side of this, and this person is standing on the stairs. Mm-hmm. They are extremely hairy, human looking, but you see that they have their hair on their head is kind of almost like shaped into horns, it looks like. Mm-hmm. They're short, very muscular, and you see as you start charging up, what looks like knives come out from between their knuckles.
No.
And you do manage to pierce them, but then they pull the sword back out. Like, you still have control of it, but they pull it back out, and you watch as their flesh knits itself back together.
Does she know what this is?
I mean, you've probably seen similar things happen with your friends, but this does not look like anything that you've seen before.
She'll be taken aback, because that's weird. That's suspicious.
And as you're just like standing there trying to figure out what's going on, they just say, "You do not fuck with the Wolverine."
No, I saw this
You
coming.
can't do this to me.
I
I've
didn't
been
want to
playing.
believe it.
I've been playing Marvel Rivals all day. You can't do this to me. I can't escape Wolverine. He's my main.
Amazing, amazing.
I can't escape the.
So Flint and Chuck, what are the two of you doing?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, Flint is definitely pissed. They're dazed, confused, and there's someone who has just snapped Cosgrave's lucky knife and is now taunting Arena. So, not absolutely raging. And it's probably clambering up the side of the tower to get to this figure.
I feel like you start to run up, but you're not going to have to because they just step off the side and just immediately fall like a rock.
Irina just like holds up her hands like, what am I? It completely ignored. Like, she's not used to being ignored. She's just like, the hell?
It's even more offensive than when those guards ignored you.
What in the undead is happening?
Immediately squaring up across from this person, like again, hackles raised, like down low to the ground, claws bared, stick completely forgotten. They've been given a gun, but
yeah, this is very much like Sabretooth v Wolverine. If Sabretooth was kind of a vampire Scooby-Doo.
Vampire Scooby-Doo, werewolf, bear, dog, hyena.
Yes.
We'll just throw it all in there.
All the things. Best boy. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then I suppose they're taking a swing.
Yeah. Rolling your brawl.
Yeah. It's 4. 6, 5, 3, 4.
Okay, so 3 successes.
Yep.
How do you want to allocate these? Because thus far you have not fed.
No.
So you could use some of them to eliminate a threat, to feed, advance an objective.
Well, I have the special trait Ravenous. So in melee combat, I do gain 3 blood. So I will
amazing.
take that.
Yeah, so you don't even need it.
No, and then I will allocate my successes towards eliminating the eliminating the threat.
Okay. Please tell me. I'm giving full narrative control to you for the moment. To tell me what this fight between Flint and the Wolverine looks like.
I think there's that moment of tension just before two animals start fighting, where they're both sort of snarling and growling at each other, circling around.
Now kiss.
And then it snaps. They both charge at each other. It's just its teeth, its claws, its occasional ripping of massive chunks of flesh that fly off to one side. Not really hindering either a combatant to. And just complete devastation. All the snow in a 10-foot radius is now red.
Yeah, you do notice, unlike vampires, this creature that you're fighting bleeds, so they are still living.
Yeah. I think Flint is doing what Flint usually does and looking for the heart. So. Just probably repeatedly tearing the chest open, getting pushed away, coming back in, tearing at the chest again, and will attempt to acquire this creature's heart.
And because Flint is most often described as sort of dog-like, I just imagine that they're like lapping up this blood while fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, to an outsider, if there wasn't all this blood, it would look like they're just playing with their dog, but more violently.
Absolutely.
And Chuck, what about you? As you
I think
witness
Chuck
this,
is gonna start like this guy just jumped away, right?
jumped off the tower and is now fully cartoon fighting with Flint.
I wanted to shoot, but I don't want to hit him. You got this. But I think I'm gonna try to jump down for some support. And I want to kind of like guess I'm just gonna aim and wait for an opening to assist Flint's fight.
Okay. I would say go ahead and roll your shoot. We'll probably, depending on how many successes, allocate some of that, and we'll call that advancing objective, with your objective being to aim.
Yes. Gotcha. Okay.
Eventually, I'll remember how to play this game.
Okay. 114.
Oh, so you aim. You do some aiming real good.
I do aim real good. Advance. I'm using one towards the objective.
Yeah. All right, and with that, we're back to Cosgrave.
Oh, radio. Let's see here. I will, since I know that he's about to go, I will, let's see here. I'll use my broken blade that's on the ground and use it to cut open my hand and then throw some of my blood and use some of it to use my ability Back Pocket Hex, which reduces the target's threat attack by 1. So just to have that on there. So what it looks like is just like my blood just turns black, and then when it lands on him, it just starts burning on his face like acid and just like slowly eating into it, and that's like messing with his accuracy. And then for my attack, I am going to open up, take off my jacket, roll up my sleeves, my kind of blouse, kind of Jack Sparrow looking shirt with a deep V in it. He's gonna roll up the sleeve, and you see all of his tattoos, and he has new tattoos that are enchanted. And he activates one of them, and there's 4 tentacles, like these Cthulhu tentacles that spread out, and they go into the ground and phase through the walls and go through the ground. And then 2 of them go up and try to grab the Wolverine, Boris, by his neck, and the other try to grab his legs and are trying to pull him apart.
Okay, yeah.
Good.
I'm kind of doing this. Okay. Oh, I was wondering, since it's kind of at range, do we want to make that a shoot? Some like shooting out the tentacles? Or
yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, because I was like, my brawl and my shoot are the same, so
that's fair. That's fair.
It's like either way, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's more of a flavor than anything.
Yeah, and then I get a +2 since my attack passed through walls.
Hell yeah!
So, come on, we need a big one here.
Oh no!
Oh.
How's 4112 sound?
Sounds like 1 success.
That's something.
Towards eliminating the target and reducing his attack by 1 at least.
Perfect. Yeah. That works for me. And Flint, as you are engaged with this Wolverine, he is going to try and do some damage to you. Because believe it or not, sometimes they actually get to do stuff. Sometimes you guys don't just murder them immediately.
What?
I know, right? And the Wolverine, Boris, got 3 successes. Yeah, so Flint, you take 3 injuries, which is not great.
Ooh. Let's see what those are.
So, are you broken or spooked?
Spooked, probably.
Okay. That is fair. But in the process, he does break your jaw.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fortunately, you've managed to acquire some blood from this fight, so it's not like it's unfixable.
No.
But Irina.
I would like to. How's he looking?
It looks like he's healing everything that's being done to him, but it does seem like he's slowing down.
Okay. She's going to jump down as well. And now she's mad. She's big mad. So she's going to spoil a bit of her lipstick by biting into her own skin, into her hand, spitting it onto the guy. I presume he's facing away from her.
There are times where he is.
Mhm.
Because it is just that like cartoon fight. They're just like
Yeah.
rolling around on the ground.
okay.
So
Big dust ball, hands
Yeah.
and feet coming out of it.
exactly. Stars occasionally flying out.
She would make sure to like basically she's gonna like spit this blood onto him, and she's going to use enervation of the soul, which means that on my roll I gain a special to inflict more damage onto this guy.
Okay.
And she is going to also join, very uncharacteristically, join this ball of I don't know, brawling, cartoon buffoonery. Yeah.
Amazing.
And yeah, she's going to get down and dirty.
Is she still wearing her 3 furs when she jumps in?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The top one is already like basically gone through some things.
Fair. Yeah, go ahead and give me your brawl.
That is 2 successes. And with my special, I inflict 4 damage to the guy.
Amazing. Your 2 successes, are you doing those to eliminate the threat?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me how between you and Flint you finish off the Wolverine.
I feel like because Flint and her, Irina, have established this like camaraderie, they would do it together. She would basically like tear at him, hold him out, and like basically let Flint finish him off. Let Flint do what Flint do.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I think again Flint is looking for the heart, so it's gonna be like a full Mortal Kombat-esque hand through the chest.
Oh, so Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just full rip of the heart and any attached viscera.
Amazing. Yeah, you definitely get some more blood for that. In the process, you notice he doesn't die, but seems to be out of the fight. And just says, okay, I yield.
Irina would begin feeding on him if he's not dead.
I said I yield. I yield. Just because I didn't regenerate my blood doesn't mean you can drink it all.
Wait. I want some.
I imagine this like cartoonish like image of this one guy and then like 4 vampires stuck on him, and he's just trying to like walk and be like, stop it, and they're just like all just like, arr.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like starting to try and walk back up as just all of you are feeding on him.
I have to know, has the heart stopped beating, or is it just...
When you took it out, yes, but then you
Okay.
can see like within the cavity of his chest, a new heart starts forming.
Flint is gonna
What
use...
is this?
Yeah, Flint is gonna use some just vines or whatever he can find around to sling the heart he took out around his neck as a trophy.
Amazing. And as he's like walking up with all of you still feeding on him, he's like, does yield not mean anything?
Yeah. Irina will look up enough to like recognize that she's being talked to and be like, I'm hungry and I get what I want, and just go back in.
You shouldn't talk with your mouth full.
She does not
Oh,
respond.
Daniel, you're muted.
Oh yeah, there we go. I think Cosgrave is like, "You broke my bloody knife," and he's just upset, and he's just gonna walk to the top of the tower. He's just upset that his knife's broken again. He just puts it in his pocket.
I'm sure there's more duct tape.
Yeah, but so with the sniper rifle, does it have a scope on there?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Then I'll get to while everyone's feasting, I'll get to the top of the tower and kind of scope out to see if I see any points of interest that look heavily guarded or see any like helicopters or anything like that moving towards the location.
Yeah. So you can see the wreckage of the train. There are several helicopters like patrolling that area, looking for whoever might have caused it. You also see going along the road, roughly southeast, as far as you can tell, from the train station there, what looks to be a heavily armored convoy with one car directly in the middle, and you see that it has Russian flags on it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I think we found our target, and we'll should be on downstairs. I think we have a lead.
Oh, they're all coming upstairs.
Because
we have
the Wolverine.
transportation.
Yeah, the Wolverine is like walking back up to the top, and so you see like your friends are all just clung on to him as he's walking. They're all drinking his blood. And he's just like, what do you want?
Fine. Can you get us away to that convoy or know where it's going?
I assume it is going to Kazakhstan for the test. I'm sure you know.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Okay, so do you have a car downstairs? Snowmobile, bicycles,
Scooter,
Humvee? Wait, that hasn't been invented yet.
boat,
Snowmobiles, yes.
helicopter, jet.
He does confirm that there are a couple of snowmobiles.
All right. Snowmobiles.
Well, don't tell anybody you saw us.
Why would I tell anyone that Ford, whatever you are, came here and beat me up and ate my heart? And why would I tell anyone that? It's embarrassing.
Fair enough. You're a cool guy.
I think you
But
can
you
grow
did break
from
my
this.
knife.
What'd you say, Adrian?
Oh, I said, I think you can grow from this.
Just
That
looks
might be a
down.
regenerating joke, but I don't know.
Yeah, he just looks down at his like currently sucking chest wound closing up.
Pat, pat, pat.
Irina looks up to like look at the chest wound that's closing up and going, I think he is.
Do not quit your day job.
I think Flint is just stood in the doorway looking generally frustrated about the fact that his opponent is healing while their jaw is just hanging loose.
Well, I guess we're gonna go now. So quite an awkward way to, walk back out. But I take the keys off of the off of the counter. We're going to be stealing your snowmobiles.
Borrowing or borrowing.
Well, it's really
This is
stealing.
definitely, we're not giving it back.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're probably going to blow up, being honest.
I expect nothing less.
Fair enough.
Just beats himself.
And where?
Flint, you are able to spend some blood to regenerate. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I will spend as many points as necessary to have my jaw back, please.
Yeah. I would say as many as you took wounds would make sense.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. But all of you, I assume Cosgrave, you probably could have, if you would like, taken the opportunity to also feed from him, since everyone else.
Oh, yeah. I just took a little finger.
Got a little metal straw.
Good for the environment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not vegan.
Yes, I'm on the keto diet. Don't know if you've heard of it.
How much blood is that?
All of you are able to fill up. I mean, Flint, you had to spend some to regenerate. But...
we're getting crazy.
This feels like the room before a boss chamber.
All the health packs.
There's a bunch of potions. There's a checkpoint right there.
I accidentally deleted the places where the boxes are on my character sheet. The max is 10, right?
Yeah.
I was like, X. Oh, that's backspace. Oh, they're all gone. Oh, Control Z is not working.
And it's
Doing
gone.
so good.
Wait, how many did we
Control
get
Z.
again?
So the max is 10, I believe.
Yeah.
We're
How
just
many
having-
did we get?
Oh, 10.
Oh, we got 10. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just having bad luck with Control Z tonight as a group. Yeah, so you all are able to make your way back down. It's a few meters away, at least, to get to the snowmobiles, but you are able to make your way there. And you know more or less the direction that you need to be going. Eventually, you do see this convoy. And as I said, it is heavily guarded. So there are 2 tanks in the front. There are 4, like the larger trucks that carry personnel. And then there is the car sort of in the center of all of this.
We're stealing a tank, right?
I mean, we've done it before. We can do it again.
It wouldn't be the first time we've stolen a tank.
We also drove a tank into a building. We
That
gotta
was a
up
good
up the ante.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we do have to step it up. Teams of 2. Each of us go steal a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know
I'm
what
gonna
that
go
is
for the
about
one on the
this
left.
mission.
What do you say? No,
I don't know what it is about this mission, but I feel like me and Flint are bonding.
Hey, go for it. Arena and I will use our charm as always.
Fur coat squad. Do you need one? I have one.
Well,
I did passionately take off my last coat, and I forgot to get it when I jumped out of the tower. I didn't get to go back down the stairs. I actually forgot to grab the hilt, so it was just the
I have an extra. And she just like pulls one off.
Yeah, so he puts
Gives you.
fur coat, blood-stained, pirate-looking blouse.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I also love that this group is like Fast and the Furious-ing in terms of ridiculousness. Like, how can we make this even more unbelievable every time?
How much will F.A.N.G sign off on?
Yes.
All right,
The
team.
answer is
The answer is yes.
Good luck. Don't die.
again.
I start tumbling downhill.
Irina will walk casually in her high heels.
I mean, you still have the snowmobile, Irina.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, I think Flint will sort of turn to Chuck and just sort of go, "Can you get us in front?
What?
Can you get us in front?
Yeah, we can get in front.
Good. I have a plan."
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I attempt my best to get in front. I said yes, not knowing if I could.
I mean, you can always attempt to. So
I just assume that Chuck is driving our snowmobile.
Yeah, I am. I was like, do you want me to like jerry rig this thing? Like,
I mean, Flint definitely does not have their driver's license, so
They've been on the back, their jaw slowly healing, just sort of flapping in the wind as they go.
oh geez.
like a dog with their head out the window, but
Absolutely,
their jaw
yeah.
flapping instead of the tongue. I love and hate that image.
All right. Yeah.
So how are
I'm
we
gonna go
approaching
that way.
this?
I'm somehow gonna get in front of the convoy.
I presume snowmobile is faster than tank.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
More in terms of what would you like to use to try and take these tanks?
Right. Yes. So I have an advance that I've been waiting to use since the first session.
Let's go.
So Flint is gonna sort of they're gonna get in front of the tank, and then probably about a minute or two before the tank gets there, they're just gonna goop and turn into a puddle of just ooze and viscera.
Flint!
And wait for the tank to sort of roll over them, and then just sort of glop onto the mechanisms and their way into the tank.
Honestly, that's amazing. Yes. I would even say like you don't need to roll for that. I mean, that's just one of those things that can just happen. Yeah. What about Chuck?
I don't know. Listen. Land of
I don't think
imagination.
I don't think Flint warned you about what they were going to do.
I don't think they would have thought to. I think
No.
Flint knows they can do this, so they just assume the entire group knows they can do this.
Yeah, like it's a group thing and not just a Flint thing, right?
Yeah, it's a team effort. Everything he does.
I was gonna see if I could like make this snowmobile faster and something like rig it to just double the speed it already has. Hopefully it doesn't break. It's gonna break. And then I just want to fix it essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
And then I'm gonna use my tool belt.
I was trying to remember what the show is that turning into the puddle of viscera reminded me of. It's The Secret World of Alex Mack, the show from the 90s. Where she like turns into a puddle and can just go under doors and stuff. That's just what I'm imagining, but it's blood.
Oh yeah, it's just all horrible nameless fluids.
Please. Okay. Okay, that's 3 forward. So I got 1 and 2 for the other stuff. I want to put this towards our objective.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. With your objective being to steal the tank.
Yeah, I speed forward. I lose Flint. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna tell the others? And I just kind of like shoot off and like come back around, and I'm like, this is for Flint. And I'm gonna just let the snowmobile crash into the the motorcade, and just jump off.
Okay. Are you aiming it for like the car?
Less of a I'm trying to take something out, more of a I'm just trying to cause like it to stop. So kind of like
I gotcha.
Whatever that may
probably hitting one of the tanks then. Yeah, and just like jumping up in the air, landing on top of the tank. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hell yeah. That's
all
what
right.
I want.
And Cosgrave and Irina, how are we approaching?
are yeah, full strength, full speed. Are there any people surrounding the tank, or is it eerily unsurrounded by anyone at all
Well,
whatsoever?
because they are out in the woods and whatnot, on a road, but there are no people walking. The people you can tell are in those trucks that are behind. So yeah, I mean the people are inside of the tank. No one's like out walking next to it, other than Cosgrave just running.
Yeah, so yeah, what Cosgrave is going to do is he's running through the forest and is just going to try to he starts running, opens up his shirt. He has a new tattoo. It's a jellyfish. And then he transforms into a jellyfish
What?
that is a ghost jellyfish. And then he goes into the ground and then phases passing through walls, phases
Yeah.
through the tank as a jellyfish.
Okay, absolutely. What do I even have you roll for that? Because that's something. That's something. You know what?
I'm trying to be sneaky, a sneaky jellyfish.
Well, you know what? Because I let Flint just do it, and then we're going to resolve that. So I'm going to say Cosgrave can also just do it. But yeah, we'll resolve that in a moment. Irina, what about you?
I would like to take my snowmobile and ride it onto, like, I don't know if where we're coming from, like towards the road, if there's like maybe like a bit of an incline.
There is now.
I would like to ride into the incline and, like Fast and the Furious, whoop over and then just like drop off of in an super action movie style actress, drop off of the snowmobile as it's jumping over and land on the words that tank. That tank is a word.
How I see this going down. So Flint and Cosgrave more or less do their thing roughly at the same time. You can probably see this like ghostly jellyfish thing kind of leaping up out of the ground every so often before it enters this tank. You see Flint just disappear on the back of this other snowmobile. And then Chuck turns it around, crashes theirs into their tank. You jump off of this. Yours also hits that same tank. And then you land on your tank.
Amazing.
So there's just like a Michael Bay explosion as one snowmobile crashes. You launch yours, and then another Michael Bay explosion.
Beautiful.
Because snowmobiles obviously make it.
Obviously, they explode on impact, just like cars do. This is physics and science. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, she would immediately begin to try to get into the tank before anyone can do anything.
Perfect. So Flint, we're going to start with you since you led the charge here, so to speak. You are inside of this tank. You degooify, and you are now surrounded by Russian soldiers who are very confused.
Yes. Roughly how many of them are there?
We'll say 6.
Okay. I think Flint is going to sort of re-emerge, like yelling and like growling, and just start like grabbing and like popping heads off and like mostly trying to terrify, but also take out as many as they can get their hands on.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me terrify.
I from my ooze form, I do also get the bonus. It's in the walls. For an extra dice.
That's amazing.
That's a 4, a 5, another 5, and a 3.
Okay, so 3 successes. How do you want to allocate those? Are you using it to eliminate a threat, advance an objective, or something else?
I'll say I'll put 2 towards advancing the objective and 1 towards eliminating the threat.
Okay. So actually, I will tell you, it would take 2 to kill all of them.
Okay, flip it. I'll do 2 towards
Cool.
eliminating
Cool.
the threat and 1 towards advancing the objective.
Yeah. So I would say the advancing the objective here is you are able to, first of all, murder all of them. Second of all, you are able to go. There's the little like I don't know what they call them. The little like wheel that you turn to open the lid. I don't know, the door of the tank. I don't know what you call it. I should know these things.
Hatch.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
The lid.
The lid.
Flint, the lid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chuck, as you go to like try to get into this tank, you see Flint is already in there, probably covered in blood and viscera at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just surrounded by corpses. Like.
Oh, I think you're muted, Adrian.
Can I see any? I'm on top of a tank, but can I see into the other things, or are they just all tank?
So the car looks like it is blacked out. Like you cannot see inside. The other vehicles, as far as you can tell, like you can see soldiers in the back who look to be like grabbing their weapons, and then you can see that the drivers seem to be like shouting orders, and then 2 of these trucks are trying to come up alongside the tanks.
All right. I'm going to jump into onto the main car.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to start firing with my dual pistols, Betsy and Maria.
I will tell you now, it is bulletproof glass.
On the main
Rude.
car, right?
Yep.
All right. Then I'll fire on the other cars.
Okay. The ones that are advancing or the ones that are just kind of hanging back?
Just the ones that are the closest ones that are just like getting their guns out that start shooting at me. But
Okay.
I want to jump on the main car.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me shoot.
All right, shoot 3 with my paired revolvers. Ooh, dang. A 5-3-3, so only 1.
And did you add your bonus dice for your revolvers?
Yeah, I have a 3, and then, it gives me a plus if I have dual wielding.
Which you're doing.
Right. Oh, okay. So 1 more?
Yep.
Another 3. They just don't want me to hit.
Yeah. How do you want to allocate your 1 success?
Towards eliminating some of the lower individuals.
Okay. I would say, yeah, you are able to probably take out a few of them. With a 1, you probably are aiming for the drivers, not taking into account like you're shooting at both of them at the same time, like cowboy style, which is Chuck's MO. And yeah, you don't account for like wind speed and the movement of the vehicles and things. So you hit some of the people in the back.
I'm highly emotionally charged because of Flint's death.
Yeah. Even though you just saw him. You're still
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm seeing ghosts. I'm seeing a mirage. It's what I want to see.
Amazing. All right. Cosgrave, as you enter your spectral jellyfish form, you see as well 6 Russian soldiers looking absolutely terrified.
Hello, governor. As I clap my hands together, smear some blood that begins to, as I cast Phantasmagoria.
Okay.
And an illusion begins to appear where everyone begins to feel that the tank is slowly starting to crush in on itself. Like more and more, like claustrophobia, their legs are getting crushed and they just think that it's collapsing within itself. And as that's happening, I pull out my rhino pistol and I go, "Don't worry, boys, it'll all be over in a flash." And I just start shooting inside of the hole.
It's a good thing, once again, that you are undead. because deafening bang is less of an issue.
Exactly.
just having a flashback to the very first episode of The Walking Dead.
So that's a 2 for shoot, a 2 for point blank, and a 1 for incorporate the background.
Amazing.
So I get 5 die on this roll.
Let's go. Hopefully your roll is better this time.
Hopefully. Let's see here. That's a 6, a 5, a 1, and a 2.
Okay. So 3 successes. How do you want to allocate those?
I will do 2 towards eliminating the threat and 1 towards advancing the objective.
Mhm.
And I think the way that I want to advance the objective is that there's one person I specifically am trying to kill, and that's the driver.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, you are able to take all of them out easily, and then let Irina in. So now that one of the tanks has 2 people, so enough to both drive and shoot, who is doing shenanigans at this point? I mean, Chuck and Flint, I know you have your tank, but Chuck, you're just kind of emotionally shooting.
I look at Irina and I go, "Look, listen, I have a plan. It's kind of crazy. If you're
I'm
for,
listening.
I can make this guy's dead body drive the tank while you shoot.
Forgot about that.
I'm gonna get on top of the tank, and you guys just have to get me close enough to the vehicle, and I can take the rest from there. But I mean, you could shoot while I'm riding on top. That didn't sound. You know what I mean?
Whatever you're into.
She just kind of winks at you.
Well, now that you say, we gotta stay focused. All right, it's not the point. Yeah. And then he looks over at the corpse and goes, "Hans, are you okay?" And he shakes the corpse as he uses another blood to do dance macabre. So
Absolutely.
the corpse comes back to life in the driver's seat, and he goes, "Get us straight to that convoy and don't stop."
And the corpse just like turns its head, but like Exorcist style, it turns at 180. And it was like, "My name is Gregor, not Hans."
Oh, Gregor, I must apologize. Come on. Please get us to our objective expeditiously.
Salutes, but like on the back of his skull.
He just finger guns. Right on. And as I hop out the latch and stand on top of the tank.
Amazing. So Irina, are you using the tank turret to shoot?
Yes. She will use the tank turret to shoot. They're surrounded by vehicles, correct?
Yeah, so there is behind you, like almost immediately behind you, the car, which you can assume to be probably where your target is. There are 2 trucks approaching that you would have seen before you jumped in, that Chuck is emotionally shooting at. And then there are 2 more trucks kind of in the back.
Was there a plan of which ones we shoot, or was it just shoot everything?
What are these plans? Never heard
Who
of them.
needs plans anyway? That was me. That I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's me asking
Sounds
for
kind of
clarification.
interesting.
I don't think there was a plan.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't expect there to be one either. Yeah, I mean, obviously, whatever one's closest, we'll start with the guy behind us. And point blank range, if he's really super close.
So the car?
Yeah.
I will say you do see that Chuck is standing on the car.
Oh. Maybe not then. Irina's not stupid.
I
Well,
mean-
you can if you want to.
Launch
is
like an
there-
action movie.
What if we just do one of the trucks on the sides? There's nobody on those, right?
I mean, I mean, Daniel has a point. If we're going full Fast and the Furious,
I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's shoot the car behind.
yeah, but like aiming a little bit low, so it's like
Oh, aim
kinda
it a
underneath
little
it.
bit low so that he gets a chance to hop off.
Exactly. Yeah.
She does the thing where she like it slowly turns and like he has the time to like see it turning and then
Yeah.
it looks down on it. Like it's like aiming specifically for a section. Like everybody knows what's about to happen because
Mhm.
she is if this bitch is anything, she is dramatic.
And you can see Chuck's just like crying these bloody tears. Chuck, through your tears and emotion, you can see the turret of we'll say the right front tank turning towards the car that you're standing on.
Take me with you.
And Irina, as you fire the main gun of this tank, it does dramatically explode underneath, launches the car up in the air. You see it's just flipping end over end. Chuck, as you are launched into the air, where are you trying to land?
In Flint's arms.
On that note, I think Flint is gonna burst from the tank, wings extended, and just grab Chuck out of the air.
I made it to you, buddy. We both went to vampire hell or heaven.
Even though this song has not been written yet, I just imagine Chuck is singing in the arms of the angel.
Actually, Chuck was the one that wrote it after this incident.
Obviously. Damn plagiarists stealing your song.
I was trying to get hit so I could leak acid onto the vehicle.
You know what? I would say you could do that. I mean, it
It's
does
still
make sense
shrapnel.
to take a little bit of damage.
Hell yeah, I take damage. I lower the threat by 2 because it's got acid on it now.
Amazing. You know what? We'll say because the car is getting hit by this tank, as Flint like grabs you midair, it's less the car that it is leaking acid onto, but one of the trucks. So one of the ones that was like pulling forward. It just leaks all over the engine compartment, and you see that it just like stops. And it was just enough in the way of one of the rear trucks that it crashes into the rear end of it. Both obviously giant fireballs. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're here for the drama.
Hell yeah. Amazing.
So at this point, because the car has flipped end over end, it is now off the road. You see that these 2 surviving trucks have gone over to it. They have stopped, and you see that these soldiers are disembarking. The tanks obviously are still rolling on. I mean, Flint, you left yours just in gear rolling, so it's just going to continue until it runs out of gas or hits something. Irina, you have not Hans still driving.
Only for 1 minute.
That's
And
a
then
surprisingly long time.
body.
though.
The driver just.
So what happens? Is there like a jerking motion? What happens with the movement of the vehicle?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what happens to a tank if the driver.
So it would be the same thing as Flint. Like it would just continue on, even though he's dead. Although if his body like slumps the right way, actually because it's more fun this way, I think that after that minute, he just like slumps forward and hits the controls in such a way it's now just doing donuts, but very slow because of the tank.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, this gives her an opportunity to shoot more things around them. So Irina is not phased at all whatsoever. She's just picking the next target.
Okay. And still inside the tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're just going around in circles. So she thinks this is on par with I get more access and more visibility of all the things around us. So this is just like, let's go. All guns a-blazing.
What about Cosgrave?
Cosgrave is going to try something crazy as usual. He's going to expend his last tattoo on his upper thigh. There's a tattoo of a pigeon that disappears as he jumps, and then he turns into a pigeon. And he is going to try to pass through the car into Stalin's motorcade and to phase into it and to sneak in there.
Amazing. Yeah, you are able to do that easily. And you do see the mangled corpses of the driver and someone in the passenger seat. You smell this like heavy musk, almost like a thick body odor. And you notice that there is just a mound of hair that seems to be growing in the back seat.
What?
Am I in the wrong car?
And with that, Stalin says, "Da, comrade, you are in the wrong car." And you see that he bursts the car into now in the form of what looks to be like a humanoid musk ox. You can tell that he has done some kind of experiments on himself, trying to rejuvenate. Like, you briefly see his much younger, more like ruggedly handsome face before he transforms, and he now has these horns and hair and is just like nothing but musk and muscle.
What the fuck?
All right.
You good, Lisa?
No.
Are we so we're no longer technically in an enclosed area?
Correct.
Shit. Okay.
This is
Is it still my turn?
Sure. I mean, you didn't really get to do much.
All right. That he is going to, let's see here. He's going to take off his hat and activate his third eye. And he just goes, "People like you give communism a bad name." And then as that happens, there's like this moment where time starts to slow down as the eyeball activates, and then the eyeball dislodges and then begins to grow and then turns into a shadowy version of Cosgrave. And he's like, "How are you?" And he goes, "I am you from another timeline. You have created a flat circle time loop in which you created a false memory, and that false memory grew into another person. And then after I expire in this very moment, I will return my spirit into an artifact that you will find over and over again for all eternity. But we are one and the same across all of time and space." Oh my God, I can't believe it. Neither can I. But this, comrade, is where we say goodbye to one another. I'll never forget you, and neither I you. And I just think they just like touch tips of fingers and then just create a singularity that just kind of creates a shockwave.
Okay.
As
I'm here for it.
timelines merge for a brief second, defying the laws of physics and science itself. I don't know what you want me to roll for that, but
I don't either. What is Cosgrave's best stat?
his con, his ability to deceive and speak into existence.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm going to have you roll con because you conned yourself.
Conned another version of
whole
myself.
Yeah, shadowy Cosgrave.
So that's a 3 from con, and then a 3 from my eyeball because it's the only time I can use it.
I was going to say that's also the last use, and you used the last use of your tattoo. So we're going to have a big explosive event here.
Ooh.
Hells yeah. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that is a 6, a 5, a 5, a 2, a 1, and a 6.
Okay, so 4 successes. What do you want to happen ideally?
I think it's just there's just flash and then a crater.
Absolutely.
It's just a crater.
What do you want to happen to Cosgrave at the end of this?
I feel like we should roll for this, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So on a success, I guess he stays in this plane of existence. On a failure, he ends up in another timeline.
I'm here for it. Let's do it. He's just going to quantum leap.
That's
into
a 1.
Oh.
No.
So there is just this, as you said, the singularity. So where Cosgrave was standing, there is just initially this small point of light that all of you see. It is tiny, but it is piercingly bright. It draws everyone's attention to it momentarily. And it quickly explodes. When this white light disappears, Cosgrave is no longer standing before you. Neither is the car or Stalin. There is now a crater. You see that all of the forests surrounding you, it is like a Tunguska event. All of these trees have been flattened for miles around. And in this crater, there are just 3 of you. Somehow unaffected.
Does Irina see where Cosgrave went?
It was just white. You were blinded by the light temporarily.
And they've never seen this before.
Never.
Irina just starts yelling no at the top of her lungs. And then she goes, "My fur coat."
I think Flint has sat Chuck down and goes to the point where Cosgrave was standing and just starts like sniffing the snow, like searching and trying to find any signs of where their friend is.
Yeah. So you do notice, like after a moment, that there are like sparks of electricity just sort of arcing around this crater. And after a little bit, they start to coalesce into this rectangular form as a phone booth. Just a regular glass, like American phone booth appears. And 2 men step out and say, "What's up, dudes?"
No.
And
What?
Cosgrave, tell us about the alternate universe version of Cosgrave who comes along with them.
Oh, yeah, this is Cosgrave from America. He goes, "Hey, how's it going?" He's a clean, neat dressed guy with a vest. He's wearing a like a little dinner vest, a nice button up, clean shaven.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
these 2
to the-
guys who step out are just like not the same at all. Long hair. You see one has a shirt on that says Wild Stallions. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'll take it from here.
And they're just like, all right. And they just do some air guitar, which you can hear out loud as they step back into the phone booth, and it disappears.
Crazy, right?
Are you talking to us in character or in person? Which one's going on right now?
Pardon? Hi, Cosgrave. I don't think you all have met me.
What?
Who are you?
How do I put
You
this?
don't smell like that. The Cosgrave. You get,
Let's
like,
put
just-
What happened to the fur coat?
I don't have a fur coat. To put things in the simplest terms possible, all Cosgraves are linked through dark magic across the entire multiverse. And whenever we have what's called a nexus event, there can end up becoming what's called a singularity where two Cosgraves meet. And that's what ended up happening here. Because of that, I now have to repair the timeline. So you're kind of stuck with me in order to figure out what's going on and figure out what's our best course of action. Your Cosgrave may still be out there somewhere in the multiverse. But in the meantime, my main focus is going to be assisting you all with repairing the damage that's just been done to the space-time continuum.
Irina just stares at you, like not really. You're not sure if she doesn't understand words you're saying, or if she's still thinking about the fur coat that you just said is not coming back.
The answer is yes.
I think
Listen.
Flint is still looking for Cosgrave. Like, this isn't Cosgrave. This doesn't smell like Cosgrave. This doesn't look
Yeah.
like Cosgrave.
Listen, buddy, I really am sorry to tell you all. I don't know what happened to your Cosgrave. But what I do know is that there are forces and threats of authoritarian and fascist regimes that span the entire multiverse. And this, whatever you were fighting here, I assume, we're in the 1940s, Stalin-ish, right? He's one of many. There will always be those who seek to destroy those beneath. And then we'll be there to stop them. So.
Amazing.
How do you know our mission, though?
How do I what?
How do you know our mission, though?
That's where things start to get a little complicated when you start talking about F.A.N.G and the multiverse. Anyways, let's just keep things simple and let's just say we need to get out of here before the Soviet Union finds out that in this timeline we just assassinated their leader.
And that is a great place for us to end this session. As we now have across the Fangiverse.
Perfect. We're going to 2024, baby. We have to stop an
2020.
election before it happens.
Right? Amazing. All right. Lissa, do you want to tell us who you are, where we can find you?
I am Lissa. I am from the Slovenly Trolls podcast. If you like research into how bad D&D was before 5e, you should check out it at the Slovenly Trolls podcast. And if you like what I do, you should keep watching Rain's streams because I may or may not appear on more of these. So,
It's true. As often as I can convince you to be here.
yeah. And we have a charity event also going on, but you should also support all the charity events that
Mhm.
go on all the time. So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right. Kat.
I'm Kat from the Cryptid Collection. You can find us all over the place, either under the Cryptid Collection, or if we're not under that, we're usually under our Cryptid Collection because someone stole our tag somehow.
How dare they?
But we're just
rude.
random oddballs all over the internet doing all sorts of things.
Amazing.
I think primarily our next thing, our next big thing is we're going to start doing streams of playtests for an upcoming system that the core team is developing. So keep an eye out.
Hell yeah. All right, Adrian.
Hi, yes, my name is Adrian AC Lawrence. You can find me on the Dungeon Degrees podcast, and then I'll be streaming our end of month event. We'll have some stuff afterwards, but end of month event on the 31st, going into the 1st, a 24-hour stream. So see us there. We get as many things we can do done in that time. I will be eating hot sauce. I will put my hair on the line. Anything you want. If you donate to a good cause, it's on the line, okay?
Anything within the Twitch TOS.
Yes.
That's important. Mhm.
Correct. Don't mention the other stuff that's in the Tiltify. Anyways, no.
Yeah, that's for the OnlyFans later.
Mm-hmm. There's some good stuff out there, guys. Anyways, but
True,
yeah, that's
true.
me, AC Lawrence 24 on all socials. You can find one or the other. And yeah. That's
Fantastic. And last but not least, Daniel.
Golly gee willikers, gang. Where do we even begin? What a fantastic episode this is. Before we can even talk about where you can find me, we need to give a round of applause to our fantastic storyteller, Rain. They have done such an amazing job and have been able to corral us through our bombastic ideas, our multiverse shaping escapades and shenanigans, and supports us all the way through it and lets us tell an amazing story. And it's so great that we all got to come together yet again to beat up some bad guys, because that's
Team,
really nice.
whatever we are.
Team whatever we are. Hashtag whatever we are. With that being
Get
said,
badges printed.
Or whenever we are.
And t-shirts.
Whenever, however, regardless, you could always find me, Daniel Hargrove, at Daniel the DM across all corners of the internet. And I am helping out with TTRPG charity events. I'm running a D&D charity game. So if you want to get a seat at my table, there's 4 spots left. All the proceeds go to charity. So it's always nice to raise money for those in need. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as has been mentioned, I didn't do this one officially as a Doctors Without Borders, just because it's, a little questionable to do let's go kill people for charity.
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
say when the first one was for charity. Anyway, different charity. But yeah, so we've been doing that. That's still going on. I've also been doing the itch.io bundle that recently got featured on Polygon. And we're now, last I looked, like $11,000 raised since
Heck yeah.
Friday, which is wild. Yeah. So
last I checked, we
all
were
of these.
lower than that. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
it's
a
amazing.
jump. I think I checked on Friday, so
Yeah,
that is a
it
hell of a jump.
blew up. It was like 4:30 my time on Friday, and it has blown up since then. So thank you so much,
Amazing.
Rowan, for featuring us on that. I still am in disbelief. But yeah, go support these amazing charities, and we will see you all next time.